Did I tell you I went to the DMV the other day?
No.
Did I tell you that story?
No.
Like for real?
No.
All right. So I needed to get the real ID. And I went and I waited in line and I
Wait,
walked.
why do you need the real ID? I mean, just for travel now? Do you have to have that? Or
To get on an airplane, you have to have that or a passport.
Okay, good. I'm good. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So I went to the DMV and I was the one out to Vista and it's really small.
Yep.
So I'm standing, I open the door and there's people in there. I'm standing right in front of the door and there's like 6 or 8 feet and then there's a counter. So I was sitting there looking at my phone, Herkle-Durkling. You know what that means?
Herkle-Durkling.
Yeah. You heard that? No. It's where you just scroll. Anyway, so I was doing that.
I do a lot of Herkle-Durkling.
I was Herkle-Durkling. And I was sitting there and the lady just yells, she goes, "Excuse me, sir, you need to step back." And I didn't look up because I'm not doing anything. And then she goes, "Sir, you need to step back." I looked up and I said, "Me?" And she goes, "Yes, you. We have privacy concerns and you can't stand that close." So then I'd look behind me and there's like this much room between me and the door. So I stepped back like 6 inches and I looked at her and she looked at me all angrily and then looked back down and went back to working.
What were you?
That was it. That was the whole exchange.
Privacy issues.
Yeah. And the funny thing was that there's a guy behind me. So I was like, now I'm like in his personal space. So we just moved on from COVID completely. I have Superman ears. I can, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was the whole fiasco. But that kind of goes with our show though, because they treated me horribly. If they were a private business, I would never go back.
Right. No, they'd be done.
Like
we don't have a choice though.
No, we don't have a choice. I couldn't believe it though. I mean, I just was like, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked.
Which brings us into
But to be fair, the next guy that I talked to who did my work, I was in and out in under 5 minutes. New picture and everything.
Oh, so you can be rude, but if your quality of work is quick and fast, you can get away with it. I guess that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a degree of crappiness that you're allowed to have if your work is really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about balance.
Man, he's a complete ass, but he does good work.
Hey, I'm Tim C.
Hey, I'm Landon Blank.
And you're listening to Hacking Concrete. Anyway, so that goes with our what is our topic? The official title? We have a title today.
Oh, what is the title? Contractor Confessions.
Yes, that's right.
Common job site mistakes.
Yes. But before we do it, can we do this podcast is sponsored by DeWalt. What's your favorite DeWalt tool right now?
This right here.
It's pretty wild. A battery-powered chainsaw that is actually beefy enough to cut trees down. It's pretty crazy.
This thing is 3 foot long. No,
Yeah.
more.
Yes.
This is not your typical battery chainsaw here.
It's not, no. It's bigly, as Trump would say.
Anyway, what's yours?
All right, mine is this. Hold on. And I don't even know if you know what that is.
You showed me this. It's incredible.
So I don't have a battery in it right now, but you stick it to stuff and you push the button and it suction cups on and it won't let go.
I mean, and it can hold what, 200 pounds?
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know the number, but a lot.
I mean, no, this stuff existed.
I know. But this I use for, you have to be wondering what I'm using this for, right? I use this in homeowners' homes and I will stick it to the window or the wall and then I'll mount a camera on it because there's never anywhere to put cameras.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome for that. It has other purposes though too. I could see like, picking up tile and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Heavy things. But for me, it's a camera. All right. Anyways. So, all right, let's see. Contractor confessions, job mistakes, candid stories learned from projects. So I'm going to do the residential side and you'll do the commercial side.
Let's go.
Which one? Who wants to go first?
You go first. Your number one is now.
All right. My number one is trying new stuff on big jobs.
That's your best number one ever. Because that is like, yes, that's a mistake.
Huge mistake.
Oh, that's a good one.
Huge mistake. So I did a metallic job. It wasn't a big job, but it was I mean, I think it is a big job. It was a $10,000 job. Mm-hmm. That's a big job.
Yeah.
So I did it in new brand of stuff, and metallic is typically 3 steps: vapor barrier, metallic, top coat. I did every single step twice. And one of them 3 times.
Why?
It's just little stuff. Like every single time we did something, like we used the new primer fisheye for some reason. So I had to fix the primer. Then we did the metallic coat.
And this is the first time you'd used that product.
Yeah, all this is new.
Oh my gosh.
Did the metallic coat. It's supposed to have this tremendous amount of working time. So we poured the whole floor at one time, and we it was fisheyeing on the floor again. So, and full disclosure, this is not a product. This is probably not a product problem. Something going on in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But it was new stuff, so it made me, you felt like it was a product thing. Anyways, so it fisheye, which means that metallic. Well, for one, I let the guy I bought it from choose the primer color. Big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Metallic coat is dark brown. The primer is almost like a white, light brown. I don't know why. I just trusted him to do that. And anyway, so when it's fisheyeing, metallic coat's fisheyeing, it's showing these white, really light brown spots all over the place. So I was trying to salvage the job, and I was like, hey, this stuff has a lot of working time. They advertised it as having all this working time. So we went back and rolled the fisheyes after about 30 minutes, and it solved it. It stopped separating on top, and it solved it. And it laid out perfectly glassy, smooth, perfect. We come back the next day, and you can see all the roller lines in it. So you don't actually have all this working time.
Yeah, and you find that out on a job.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a $10,000. You ended up paying about $2,000 for that job, probably.
Yeah, I did. And then I went back and had to redo the metallic coat, and then I forget what happened on. Oh yeah, redid the metallic coat. Then we did the new top coat. That's supposed to be the greatest top coat in the world.
Oh, I heard that before. Yep.
And it's not. So the new top coat, I'm not naming names, but it didn't go well. Didn't look good. So then I came back and sanded the new top coat off. Did a coat of clear epoxy to make sure all the swirls were going to be gone from me taking the top coat off. And then did a top coat of urethane, our traditional high-wear urethane. So we did all this stuff.
So you're saying number one is, what is it?
Don't try new things on big jobs. That was more of a 300-foot job that I should have been doing, not a 700 or 800-foot job.
Oh man.
I don't know if we should. I mean, I feel funny even putting that out there, but everybody tries new brands on new jobs. That's not unusual. Like you have to try it somewhere.
You do. Yeah. But I agree with you 100%.
I had done samples with it. It just didn't work out on the job. And it is entirely possible that it was the open basement with insulation and stuff falling. It could have just been that. But, who knows? I'm blaming it on the manufacturer. I'm not taking any responsibility.
All right. My number one, well, we're just going to do 3 apiece. This could be in any order.
Yeah.
But this is the first one to come to mind. When you're on a commercial site, start off by making friends. And this is the reason why. Because there's so many people on the freaking job. There's all these different trades. Everybody's trying to get their job done. Don't be a punk.
Yes.
Go make friends. Everybody's going to work together. I mean, we're on one now. It's, what did I say? It was 35,000 square feet. Well, the painter's trying to paint the ceiling. He really needs to get his job done. We need to get our job done, So you just have times, you work together. Big one for us is electricians. Is immediately when we go on the site, go to the electrician and start
Make friends.
making friends.
Buy him lunch.
Buy him lunch because he has to hook up our machines. Typically on these large projects, he'll unhook it, hook it again, unhook it, hook it again to a different location. We're always tripping freaking breakers. And he's always got to go to the panel box and all that. And then it just makes, then all of a sudden, these dudes are good dudes. And then you start seeing them over and over on job sites, start working together.
Yeah.
But make friends.
Yes, definitely. It's funny that the constant battle between us and people painting the ceiling is crazy.
Oh, man.
Why is it like that?
And the thing with, they say dry fall. I mean, it is half the time, it's not a dry fall, it's wet fall.
Yeah, it is wet fall.
And you're like, please don't do this over this floor.
Dry fall is paint that they spray, and allegedly by the time it lands, it's dry.
Yeah.
Lies.
Yeah, this last one was good, but other times it's like they paint it and then they run through it.
Yeah.
After we've ground with 30-40s, the floor's open.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's nonstop. I mean, Troy, he fights with those guys. Every job he's ever been on with you, he's like fighting the painters. Dry fall. Dry fall is the biggest lie ever.
Anyway.
All right. Well, my number 2 is be aware of surroundings. For residential jobs, we, just the one I just told you, I'm pretty sure that the insulation was at fault because it was, didn't have drywall on it. So like you have to be aware of stuff like that. And then we did another job the other day that was, it was 3,000 or 4,000 square feet. It's like a barn that a guy's redoing to have a wedding for his daughter, which is, he's doing all this work for just one event, which is pretty awesome.
Wow.
And I was kind of going over the top. So we were washing the slab to try to make sure it didn't have tire marks in it because they've been driving lifts and stuff in there. And I guess we just didn't really, I don't know how it happened. I guess you're washing a job that big. Some of the water gets away from you. You don't notice it. So I was on a trip the day after we washed it, and the guy messaged me. And he's like, hey, there's all this dust over my brand new stamped concrete patio. And he's like, and I know you used acid, and it smells kind of funny. I think there's acid all over my brand new stamped concrete patio. So like, about giving me a heart attack. I called Corey because he was the one on the job, and I gave him a heart attack with me passing the news along. And neither one of us knew how it got there because the stamped concrete was like 30 feet away from the job, but it was down all these steps.
Wow.
And
man, that's the stuff right there that'll make you.
That was one. I know it turned out that it was sealed, and acid doesn't go through sealer, and it was fine. It washed off. It looked perfect.
But that stuff is not only could you not get paid, you get sued.
Yes. We were almost cooked on that one.
Yeah.
I know how it happened because it's like you're there and you're overwhelmed with this job. You really could use one more person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that stuff happens, and you just have to be like super aware and super conscientious. Is that the word? Of not messing other stuff up, because had that been messed up, the whole job's gone. Like we've lost money now.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's so many other things on residential that you have to pay attention to.
Yeah. I mean, every job is like that to some degree.
But even more so, it's like, especially when they're living in there and it's like, ugh.
Walking on cleats in their driveway after you do a garage floor.
Yep. There's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah. They kicked over a bucket of sauce in the driveway the other day, and it soaked through our disaster area wasn't big enough, and it got to the driveway, and you can't get it up. Like part B, it doesn't come up. You scrub it, and then we also, on our porch side, we have a porch business too, and one of the guys parked and his power steering dripped a little bit, and you would have thought we ruined the entire driveway.
Oh my. See, that's what I'm talking about.
There's so many things you have to look out for. You have to it's just nonstop. And then somebody in one of my courses asked, what's better, truck or trailer or van? And I think van, if you can fit. That's what I said. If you can fit in the van, you have a big enough thing, because a friend of mine has a truck and trailer set up for his business, and he constantly deals with his guys digging the trailer hitch into the new driveways.
Ooh. That's something to think about too.
I know. It's just nonstop, that type of thing. And my employees think I'm crazy. I'm just the most paranoid person in the world, because I try to think of all this stuff. You just can't get it all. I scared you on that one because y'all are doing more garages. You got the truck and trailer set up.
Oh, man. So my second one, when we are doing a project.
You were legitimately concerned about it. It was just funny to me.
No, it's just that
You're just like dawned on you. Like,
it's like, no, it's just like, but in the commercial world, you can go like a bull in a china shop, and it's the drywall. Even if you bust a hole in the drywall, the drywall guys are there. They'll just do it real quick.
Yeah.
And it's like pulling a cord in someone's house around the corner and making black marks on the cord. Even that.
Yep.
I don't know. Crazy. All right. My number 2, missing things in the bed. And we have been so guilty of this for years, just doing too much work and not getting paid for it.
Oh, yeah.
Not going back right away to the drawing board and say, we want to be like as contractors. We want to be called back, and we just bust through it. And if it costs us a little bit money, it costs us a little bit of money. We have never, until recently, truly started to understand the change order.
Yeah. You've been doing a lot better at that, for real.
But because we we want to treat as they want to be treated, as somebody else would want to be treated, right? Like don't worry about it. We're happy to be here. We'll just do this. Well, it's just costing you money, costing.
People don't realize that that's the big difference in commercial and residential, is that when you're doing residential remodeling type stuff, there's no new things that pop up. So when we shake our hands and say, this is a contract and they sign it, that's the number. It doesn't change.
Right.
It does not change because we could see everything that was going on.
Right.
But when you're bidding off of plans versus like what actually happens a year later when it's time to do the job, it's completely different.
It's completely different. So much has changed. I'll give you the example. The other day, this happened this year. We were doing in 3 high schools in another city in Virginia. We were doing their bathrooms, and the contractor, they had to cut out around the drains, re-pour the drains. When they re-poured the drains, it was a rough job. And we had to spend extra time grinding those down. Not only that, we had to patch them because it was low. And then all of a sudden, we approached the job as it being a chip system.
Yeah.
We get there, the architect chains it to this thin mill system. Well, what happens in a thin mill system?
You see everything.
You see everything.
Yep.
And all of a sudden now that's your problem. That's your fault. That was adjusted. That was changed, but we still did a lot of extra work. You know, we need to learn to stop right now. Stop right now. This is not what we came up with. But the contractor is just gonna, maybe not the owner of the business or the PM, but the guy running the site. He just wants you to get it done and be like, yeah, we'll handle it. Oh, no, don't believe that. You got to stop and say, I need something in writing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You can't believe it. Yeah.
And it happens like crazy.
Side note, why are plumbers tasked with pouring the concrete back around the drains?
Right.
It's like literally the most important part of the drain is the slope to the drain.
Right.
So why are these dinguses who don't know what they're doing pouring them back? And then every single time the drain's above the concrete.
Or either way below it.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
It's never like nice.
Yeah. And yet that's now your problem.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal. Anyway.
The best change order is that, and we did a whole podcast about this, but land and bid cream polishing, which is just going in and making it shiny. And we get there and they're like, oh no, it's fully exposed aggregate.
Oh my God.
And we're like, how hard could it be?
Yeah.
And that was a huge mistake. That was a many months long mistake.
Yes. Brutal.
Every Memorial Day, I think about getting that call from that guy who just yelled at me, telling me that basically we were the worst people in the world for not having this project done yet on Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Working on Memorial Day.
Yeah. And then in our view, we were just like, dude, we did all this stuff for free.
Yeah.
And you don't even appreciate it.
Yeah. It's a dumb move. Dumb move.
That was our fault. 100% our fault. But you would think that people would, realize what you're doing. We think that we're like normal people. And if someone does something nice for you, you're thankful for it.
Right.
That is not that way.
No.
With the change order world.
It is not that way.
Don't do a change order, they forget about it almost right away. So anyways, my number 3 is clarity on scheduling. This is a real problem in the residential world. If you're going from one to the other, this is one that's really hard on people. And homeowners think that you can give them a specific date 4 or 5 weeks in advance and that you're going to be there on that date. They cannot grasp that it's just. I wish. I wish it was like VDOT, and we handed out numbers, and they were in line, and they were physically standing in line, waiting for them to get their job, because that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But they think that we're doctors and that they have an appointment with us.
Yeah, that's right.
We're VDOT though. We're not doctors.
That's right.
But I had this one job where. I was in North Carolina doing a flake job, and one of our guys got sick, like violently ill, and another guy he jumped to your crew for the week prior, spilled epoxy in his foot. He's allergic to it. His foot is looks like Fred Flintstone's foot.
It looked like it was falling off.
Yeah. It looked
from
like
a hardener.
Yeah. It was nasty. It was gigantic. He's not a huge dude, and his foot was gigantic, and it had all these
bubbles, nasty,
on
man.
it. And there's like a whole YouTube video of the job where he worked with me with his foot that way, and he's walking around in one flip flop and one boot. Nobody's commented on it yet. I thought for sure I would get blamed for that.
It must be like way he likes to work.
Yeah. But anyways, so we're on that job, and I realized immediately, like, we're in North Carolina. I'm down 1.5 people. I called this guy. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to make your job in 3 days. I'm going to be a day or two late. And to me, that is not a big deal.
Right.
like a day or two for a garage. Who cares? What's a day or two? And he lost his mind. And he got his wife on the phone, and she started like speaking over him, yelling at me too. And she was just like, I have a business, and I would never treat people this way.
Wow.
I know. She gave me the whole, what is it that saying?
Did you still
down
do
the
the
road.
job?
She gave me the whole down the road. What?
Did you do the job?
Well, I called you and I was like, hey, I think I should not do this job. And I called Rodney and I was like, I think I should not do this job. What should I do? And both of y'all were like, I don't know. You should probably, I don't know. I know how you are. Don't do it if you don't want to do it, but you can make it work, Anyways, so I called the guy back and I was just like, I thought that I was going to be trying to chill him out and like,
Yeah.
make it right somehow. And they started yelling at me again.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
So then she was like, I remember her saying to me like, you're contracted to do this on this date. And I was like, let me stop you right there.
Oh boy.
Our contract says that you can cancel or I can cancel up until the minute that we do the job. It says that. There's a paragraph that says that. We don't take a deposit for this reason.
Right.
So I don't think I'm going to be able to do this job. I found someone to do the job for you. I already called him and talked to him. Here's the number. Call them and get them to do it. And then that flipped. For some reason, they're like, no, we want you to do it.
No, we love you.
So anyways, we ended up doing the job and it went really well. And I should have not said all this stuff because the guy left us a really good review.
Well, it's the truth.
Yeah, it's all the truth. I don't think I said anything disparaging other than they got really mad at me.
Right.
They were under that's the other thing about homeowner jobs too, is that homeowners, I'm very flippant about it on here, but they're under extreme pressure because they have like a loan closing date and they have all this money tied up and all these things happening to get into their house. They had like a wine cooler or something being delivered and they were worried about how expensive it was and they didn't want to have to move it themselves. There was reasons for them being upset or annoyed that the date got moved. Like totally understandable.
Because there's thousands of the other way. Typically people are just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, totally understandable that they were that way. And they let their they let it get to them and they kind of took it out on me angrily.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that they realized that they were being a little too much. That's why they got us to do the job.
That's right.
And but in our world though, like, we're just like, what's the big deal? I didn't know all that backstory when I called and told them I couldn't do it.
Right. Right.
So all that to say, you have to just be careful. Like that was our fault for not being very clear that you're in line. You don't have an appointment. You're in line.
And don't forget too, it's important on the commercial side because we have been told if you don't hit this date, we're charging you $10,000 a day.
Yep. Yeah.
Because we're going to be getting charged this much, blah, 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 all this stuff. So
We're so used to contractors lying to us too about dates.
I know it.
Like it's just such a problem in the industry that they all lie about the due date.
If they give you a date, it's typically 3 to 4 weeks off the true date.
Yeah. They all lie about it. And I wish they would just give us due dates. And
Right.
We'll get it done by the due date. Homeowners too. I wish I would have known that was a due date because I could have probably flip-flopped.
Well, that's true.
I
Yeah.
could have literally flip-flopped North Carolina and that one. Mm-hmm. And it would have made no difference to me. Just didn't know.
Mm-hmm. All right. My number 3. And this might be really hard to understand for some people, but don't lose your temper.
That's a tough one.
In the commercial world, there is this dynamic that not only can it be with the contractor, but it can be with other tradesmen on site of absolutely losing your mind. Like I was just thinking about this. Like, can you this? I'm trying to get better about this, but you know me for years. It's been like when it goes down,
Yeah.
it goes down. Like there is an eruption, because we're called a liar. And it's like actually no fist being thrown, but yelling at the top of your lungs
Yeah.
to other contractors, other tradesmen. Like this is a thing that happens. Like
Yeah.
can you ever picture that being on a residential job?
No, I can't.
Like
no.
you've seen you have seen guys, you've heard guys talk to me on the other end.
Yeah.
Like it happened to me this summer. All of a sudden, everything was our fault. It was not their fault. Mm-hmm. And I lost it. And I had to call back 2 days later, apologize to both of them, to the owner of the company, to because you're putting things on me that's not me, and you're also putting me under a timeline.
Yeah. Landon's tolerance, if it were a chart, It's shaped like a hockey stick. It's like this,
Yes.
and it goes really long this way, and then it goes like this.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I wish I had the patience of Tim.
It goes a long ways this way before it goes here.
But yeah, I mean, but that is a thing that actually happens. That's why you got to make friends in the beginning.
That's right. I remember in one of our first big commercial jobs at Virginia Tech, we were staying in a stairwell, and this burly dude was just letting you have it in a stairwell. It was me and you and this burly dude and like 3 or 4 other people, and he was just going nuts. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just like, I didn't know grown people talk to each other this way.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. And the construction industry is changing. It's becoming a lot more, how can I help you, as opposed to you are a POS.
Yeah.
You know, because back in the day, most contractors treated subs like, you're lucky you got this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gosh, you remember that summer at Liberty with them up top, you know, the whole summer just
Yeah.
terrible. But yeah,
Terrible environment. Yeah.
don't lose your temperature. Temper. But that might be shocking for people. But I mean, we've really literally been in.
Well, they just push and push and push,
and then you just break.
Yeah. Our bosses on the jobs, they just push us nonstop. Even if there's no reason to be pushed, it's like they're trained to try to get stuff done as quick as possible. Mm-hmm. They just push and push and push, and you can only take so much.
And then what happens when the tradesmen start arguing is because they're doing the same thing to the drywall guys.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing to the electricians. And then so we're all on edge.
Yep.
And then we're fighting with each other. We're pissed off at the GC, and it's just
every once in a while you find a GC that is not that way, where everything is just, you know.
Sure. And we work for a lot of them. And man, I'll tell you, it is like just refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
When someone knows how to run a job, they got their stuff done.
That's why I like homeowner work, because the vast majority of them do not care about schedule. I mean, they want it done, but they're not like that. There's nothing like that. Nobody's yelling at anybody.
They got to get their draws from the bank. The building's got to get done. People got to get in there. I get it all, but I don't know. It's just don't lose your temperature. Temperature. I said it again.
You said it again. That's all right.